What up? You got the original Lone Wolf coming at y'all. It's been a minute, so I thought I'd get on here. I say what's up to everybody. Before I get into this brief little presentation that I'm gonna show you guys in regards to this so-called Sonya Massey nonsense that's been going on. I've tried to stay out of it. I just wanted to fall back and just, it's a lot of crap going on. I'm dealing with a lot, and I'm real tied up when it comes down to, my time and, which is one of the reasons why I haven't been on here making videos. But this crap right here we finna get into with this whole Sonya Massey thing. This is this is ridiculous, man. This is just stupid. But before I do that, I just want to send a shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of my new subscribers. If you subscribe within the last 30 to 45 days or whatever, shout out to you. Much love to y'all. Shout out to any of my other subscribers that's been down with me. I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm just doing my thing. All right. I want to also put that out there. I still keep in contact with several people. So most of the people know that I'm okay. All right. Now, with that being said, the reason for why I'm even having a conversation about the whole Sonya Massey thing, because, everybody else is talking about it. So there's really no need for me to put my 2 cents in it or what have you. But when I ran across this video here from Greg Bishop, I was like, wow, this is crazy. You gotta be effing kidding me. Right? So this video we finna get into is about Governor Flintstone wanting the sheriff of Sangamon County, which is the county that Springfield, Illinois runs through. All right. That's, the capital of the state, Springfield, that city, that's in Sangamon County, right? That's where Sonya Massey was murdered, right? By the Sangamon County deputy. All right. Not too far away from the Cuyahoga Mounds and, et cetera, which the Cuyahoga Mounds theoretically in Collinsville is in a different county than Sangamon. But still, you know what I'm saying? He wants this sheriff to resign. And I just want you all to hear the remarks that Jabba the Hutt is going to go into in regards to this whole crap. Right now, most of y'all already know about what happened with Sonya Massey or whatever, so I'm gonna just get past that part. I won't even get into all that and my whole commentary on it. I don't want to do all that, but I am gonna let y'all listen to this fake ass governor and what he had to say in regards to why he wanted this sheriff of Sangamon County to resign. Check this out.
I called for the sheriff's resignation because the sheriff has failed. He has failed to explain how he ended up hiring this deputy sheriff who has been fired from other departments. Why haven't you met with the Masseys? It's really not that hard. They would be willing to meet. Why hasn't he met with them? I've met with them. The lieutenant governor met with them. Done none of those things. We've waited and waited and waited, day in, day out, nothing, and now he's simply on defense.
Again, Governor J.B. Pritzker, a couple of different times yesterday, having to react to questions of him calling for Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell to resign. Campbell saying he's not.
Oh, and as always, fair use. And once again, shout out to you, Greg Bishop, and the new YouTube channel that you're on now. Fair use. As always, I just use the content that you put out to critique. I'm not necessarily here to critique Greg Bishop or the Americans Talking Network. All right, I'm more so interested in what he's putting out. Because I find this very interesting, too, in regards to him wanting to call for her resignation over one so-called sister being murdered by a cop when you got all this other shit that's going on, including Sonya Massey being murdered by a cop. But anyway, let's go.
Going to resign. It's Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop. July 6th, we had a police-involved shooting in Springfield. A black woman, Sonia Massey, calling police in the early morning hours of a suspected prowler, and then Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies arrived, and they ended up, one of them, shooting Massey inside her home. Of course, we talked about those details, and the body camera footage is gruesome, but clearly the former sheriff's deputy was fired shortly thereafter and charged with murder, Sean Grayston. So clearly there's some questions as to his past employment record and what kind of response there is from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Department. So what kind of response should there be statewide? We had this issue go all the way up to the highest office, with President Joe Biden making statements late last month. You have Vice President Kamala Harris.
But why now? Right now, we know it's election season. We know this. Right? We know that plays a big part in it. It's all part of the game. I keep telling y'all that. Right? We know that. Now, also, too, something I've been saying for a while now, a good while now. I think I even started talking about it on my first channel that was taken completely down by YouTube. They're going to use these body cameras and shit to destroy these cops all over the world. Because, you know, they got cops all over the world now pretty much wearing body cameras. I don't know if y'all know that, but go do some research. But here in this country in particular, they're going to use body cameras and shit to destroy cops. Listen, to go to show you how lame and goofy cops is. The very same motherfuckers that gave them the power to go out here and do the shit they do, they're going to start crucifying motherfucking cops for doing those same acts, committing those same acts. But listen to this. I want y'all to really pay this shit some attention, especially when y'all hear Jabba the Hutt speaking.
Actually having a conversation with the Massey family. You have the governor of Illinois, Governor J.B. Pritzker, saying he and the lieutenant governor both met with the Massey family. But Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell having yet to meet with them. We'll read an entire statement from the sheriff in a moment. But yesterday in Chicago at an unrelated event, Governor J.B. Pritzker was asked what kinds of state policies need to change. Is there a bill or something like that to address this entire situation? Here's the governor.
That's a little inaccurate. We had a conversation about it. There wasn't a bill. There were some ideas that were discussed when I visited with the Massey family. But let me just...
First off, a bill is not law. Let's get that shit correct. Okay, now notice Greg Bishop's wording in regards to what they were saying to him, this fat fuck, is policy, right? This is what they are having a conversation with Jabba the Hutt about. Policy, not law. Policy. The same shit you see wrote on their doors, which is maybe a little bit different in this case because this was supposed to have been a sheriff deputy. But we'll get back to that in a minute.
Begin by reminding everybody of this terrible tragedy and something that never should happen anywhere in the United States, let alone in the state of Illinois or in Sangamon County, where a woman who called police to get help, asked them to protect her, was instead killed by the deputy.
And that was her first mistake. That was mistake number one. You want somebody else to protect you. You are allowing others to protect you. It's like, well, if they don't get there in time, then what are you going to do? That's first and foremost. But anyway.
And if you watch the video, in a horrific fashion. And I can't get past the idea that we have to do more to protect people. We've done a lot, and I want to credit the Illinois State Police who did the investigation in a very short 10 days. That's hard to do an investigation because you've got to do a lot of interviews. It's a fulsome endeavor, and came to the state's attorney, who immediately was able to get a grand jury to file charges. So it happened in a quick fashion as it can. But it never should have happened in the first place. And I talked to one of the black elected leaders in Illinois.
That's mistake number two. For number one, we're not black. For number two, they ain't our fucking leaders. This is why, people, they want you to like refrain from using profanity when you make videos and it's like, fuck that, man. Do y'all see the stupid shit that's going on? It's like, you're not my fucking leader and I'm not black. I'm not calling your ass to save me. If you motherfuckers was playing the game the way it was supposed to be played, with you all being the fucking fiduciary and you fucking upholding and honoring your trust agreement as the trustee, mind you, if you honored your trustee issues and obligations as a trustee / fiduciary, none of this shit will happen. But I ain't finna go into all that. This video will be too fucking long if I get into that shit. But needless to say.
Just after it happened, to get her perspective. And she shared with me, because I was so upset about it, she shared with me that even though, we haven't made enough progress, she said to me that, in years past, there never would have been an investigation. There wouldn't have been a body cam. No one would have known what really happened.
Boom. Did you hear what I just told y'all earlier? Did you hear what I just told y'all earlier? They gonna use these body cameras. Cops are so fucking dumb. I'm standing on that. When it come down to them having low IQs and the vast majority of the fucking decent cops are outnumbered and drowned by the fucked up stupid idiots, I'm standing on that. Cops are dumb as hell. The very motherfuckers that put them in power, the very people that allowed them to do that shit and get away with it where it wouldn't have been investigation and all this other shit, they gonna fucking crucify their ass with these body cameras, because these are the same motherfuckers that put the body cameras out here. They the same people. And cops still don't get it. They don't get it, and it's coming. It's no different than with the COVID shot. And when how they treated so-called Leos. Anyway, let me stop. Oh my God, this is hilarious.
And that the maybe the silver lining, if there is a silver lining in this, is that someone is being held accountable. And yet we have much more to do. So yes, I sat with the Massey family and promised them that we would look at every avenue to determine how we might prevent this from happening to anyone ever again. And I called for the sheriff's resignation because the sheriff has failed. He has failed to explain how he ended up hiring this deputy sheriff who has...
Do you hear this fucking bullshit? Y'all just gonna have to excuse my language, man. Do you hear this shit? What the fuck are you talking about? Here it is, you had a fucking pig. Motherfucking deputy pig on the motherfucking case. And he done fucking blew a motherfucker away allegedly. And this is after he's been allowed to resign. See, the reason why they keep talking about resign, right? Let me break it down for you. The way that they protect their own and the way that they keep the whole fucking cycle going. And again, for y'all, you dumbass cops out here who are cops, y'all listen to this too. The way they keep their cycle going and they keep this whole police culture going, when motherfuckers like this cocksucker do something at another police department that he may have worked at, they'll allow him to resign instead of firing him. If they let him resign, he can just go somewhere else. Now, there ain't a motherfucker on this planet that's going to tell me that motherfucking Governor Flintstone here don't know this. They do it in every state. This is the reason why I made no video about it. This is why I ain't said shit about this whole Sonya Massey thing. Because I should figure, I figured that people should know this is some fucking bullshit. Y'all should already get it. It's a fucking fiasco. It's another order out of chaos moment here in the state that they call Illinois. Period. He's standing up here acting like, oh God, we just need to do more and we've got a long road and a long haul away. And motherfucker, you already know that the police departments in the fucking country, policy departments Which is the reason for why y'all ain't said nothing about law not one time. Everything has been policy. You know why? Because that's what's wrote on their door. POLICE is pronounced policy. For all you motherfuckers who don't know shit about Hooked on Phonics, it's their policy to let that cocksucker resign. Ain't no law in that. That's bullshit. If he resign, he can just go somewhere else. They talking about he done did this shit 6 times. So essentially what they done is they fired him, but they gave him a choice. We either fire your punk ass or you just resign. And each time he resigned and he went somewhere else. That's no different than all these other pussy ass cops throughout this fucking country and every state. Because every state do it. That's why I'm sitting back looking at other motherfuckers like, really? Ain't nobody gonna call this shit out? Oh my God, we need to figure out how he got hired. How did he end up in Sangamon County deputy's joint? Motherfucker, because y'all let him resign. That's y'all thing. That's what you do. Punk, pussy.
And fired from other departments. He failed to put forward reforms that clearly need to be made. Training and other reforms. And still has failed to meet with the Massey family. That seems to me, and I'm not saying that's a fireable offense to not meet with but that just seems outrageous to me. At a minimum, listen to them, hear them, and then hopefully take action. So that's why I called. And the lieutenant governor and I did that together, just to be clear.
So again, that's Governor J.B. Pritzker earlier in the day yesterday up in Chicago, sharing his thoughts about Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell. While those comments were being made, Campbell sent out a statement, and here's the statement.
And then it's ironic. You all don't find it ironic that it wasn't Springfield PD? Y'all don't find that ironic? This was actually Sangamon County Sheriff's Department that was supposed to did this? Because if you watch some of the video, when more cops arrived, Springfield PD showed up too. For anybody who may have watched the video or, like I said, I sat back on the shit. I wasn't going to say nothing. It wasn't until I seen this video, it's like, oh, come on, man. Now y'all you done grinded my gears a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because I know this is some bullshit. And then it's election time. It's like, come on, man. How many times another reason why I don't get on here all the time making videos. It's like, how many times are people going to keep falling for this fucking shit? None of this stuff was ever was supposed to play out the way that it has. Right down to the signs and speed limits and speed limit signs and shit you see on the streets. All that shit is for them. It's not for the general public. It's so they know how to conduct their fucking self when they're in public. And then the public turned around and allowed these motherfuckers to flip the shit on the public. Which is the reason for why I don't have a fucking driver's license to this day. Fuck out of here. This is, anyway, let's go.
And we'll read it to you in full. Statement from Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell. The Sangamon County Sheriff's Office continues to grieve for Sonia Massey and her family. While our grief cannot compare to the pain of the family, our office is trying to heal from within. All employees of the Sheriff's Office feel betrayed by one of their own. On 4 separate occasions, the Sheriff says, I have requested to meet with the Massey family through intermediaries designated by the family. My requests have been rejected or not accepted. I am still...
See the bullshit? The Massey family saying that they've been trying to reach out to the fucking sheriff for Sangamon County to meet with them, and they ain't been getting nowhere. He respond with, he been trying to reach out to them, and he ain't been getting nowhere. You see do you see it? How do you not see this stupid ass shit? Oh, man. Oh.
Willing to meet with the family, the sheriff said. The sheriff's office is willing to modify our hiring practices in order to prevent an incident like this from occurring again. However, before changes can be made, it's important to identify the problem. We have used a process that we...
The fucking problem is you got a fucking cop whether if he's in Illinois or in another state, whether if he's a local cop or a deputy or whatever. The problem is fucking simple. This pussy ass nigga do some shit he ain't got no fucking business doing while he got that badge, and you allow this bitch to fucking resign instead of crucifying his ass. That's what the fuck the problem is. And it's a problem here, and it's a problem in the other fucking 49 states outside of fucking Illinois. It's like, come on, man. This is just irritation. Like, I'm not pissed off. I'm not angry. It's just like, I'm irritated. It's like a mosquito bite. Like, he got me good. It's a big lump and shit. Like, you bastard. It's the irritation. You get irritated by this stupid shit. And people just get up every fucking day and they going about their business and do and nobody says any fucking thing, man. And it don't matter if you in Illinois or in Florida. Motherfucker don't say shit. Man, this is some stupid shit.
Believe was consistent with statewide standards. If these standards are deficient, we would advocate a change at all necessary levels. Campbell's office goes on to say, we're working diligently to gather all the facts in order to make intelligent decisions and to avoid making changes that are unlikely to lead to meaningful results. I agree with the governor's comments from yesterday. And again, this is Campbell's reaction to Tuesday's comments that the governor made at an unrelated event. And while the governor was making those comments here in Springfield and up in Chicago, you had Campbell release the statement. But it goes on to say, I agree with the governor's comments from yesterday, and that would be Tuesday's comments. There are still questions. I have worked tirelessly to make all the facts available to the public as swiftly and transparently as possible. I'm committed to working with our community and elected leaders to improve not only the sheriff's office, but also hiring standards on a statewide level to prevent a state agency from certifying a similar law enforcement officer 6 different times in the future. We need to unite and heal. That one responsibility is in the one responsible is in jail and will never work in law enforcement again. Calls for my resignation are nothing more than political.
So you have to blow a motherfucker away just point blank in their own home, standing in their home. You just got to blow them away in order to just never be able to be a cop again. That's what you're trying to fucking tell me, right? Anything short of that, they can just fucking resign, right? Man, woo-wee, man. And a motherfucker one, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. Motherfucker wonder why I don't get on here and just, man, I'm not making 4, 5, 6 videos a day. Fuck that. I ain't doing it. This shit is too fucking stupid. Get off y'all ass and do what needs to be done. What needs to be done is in all of us. We all know, man. We all know. Whether or not you choose to do what's right, you know. It shouldn't take no fucking YouTube video. This stupid ass shit. This is stupid.
Maneuvering, Campbell says, during a tragic event and only hurts the good citizens of Sangamon County. Campbell goes on to say, I was overwhelmingly elected to lead the sheriff's office through both good times and bad. I'm fully prepared to continue leading my office and serving the residents of Sangamon County through this difficult period, ensuring we learn from this tragedy and work toward a better future. So again, that's the entirety of Sheriff Jack Campbell's comments. And that came as the governor was making comments saying that the sheriff should resign earlier in the day yesterday. But then the governor went down to Springfield here in central Illinois, the state's capital, and he was unveiling the butter cow. All right, it's the state fair time.
Okay, I don't want to see this little shit. We're going to go about 30 to 40 seconds because I want to clear the whole 13 minutes of this. Like, this shit is just fucking beyond dumb. Oh, but I'm going to scroll past like 15 seconds or 30 seconds of this. Go back. Oops, my bad, y'all. God damn.
Grief cannot compare to the pains heavily. I agree with certifying a similar and work toward a better future. So again, that's the entirety of Sheriff Jack Campbell's comments, and that came as the governor was making comments saying that the sheriff should resign earlier in the day yesterday. But then the governor went down to Springfield here in central Illinois, the state's capital, and he was unveiling the butter cow and a whole host of other things, right? And if you get a chance to come down to Springfield, you can check out the butter cow. But the governor, he, of course, after unveiling the butter cow, he was taking comments and questions from members of the media, where he again was asked by a Springfield base of journalists about the Sonia Massey shooting and about getting some response to Jack Campbell's statements that were released earlier in the day. So again, here's the governor in Springfield with some comments furthering his call for Campbell to resign.
The Massey family has said, I think publicly, that they've asked for a meeting with the sheriff, and he has not been forthcoming with a meeting. Now, he says that he's offered multiple times to meet, but the Massey family will tell you they have not been offered the opportunity to meet with him. It's been a month. It's been a month. We should have seen already a meeting with the Massey family. If he's reached out, he hasn't done a very good job, because the Massey family hasn't had the meeting that they've asked for. Second, as you know, the deputy sheriff resigned from every position, held positions for less than a year, sometimes for just a few months, 6 times resigned. And I ask the question simply, and I think people...
So he was fired 6 times with the choice of resigning. They do it all the time. They do it in corporate America too. It ain't just cops. So my whole irritation behind this is simple. Everybody want to play the fucking nut role. And then they want to say, oh, I don't use profanity and you're aggressive and it's fuck you. Fuck that. This shit is stupid. Especially when you already know that this is what they're doing. You already know they've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. This is nothing new. Where they get these motherfuckers a chance to resign after he done did that bullshit. He can even pack up and go to a whole nother state and do the shit all over again. So why is everybody trying to play goofy and shit? That's my irritation. That's the only reason for why I'm doing this video. Cops shoot our sisters and shit all the time. They're not black. They're indigenous women to this fucking land. The motherfucking very people you supposed to protect. Seeing that you in that type of a fucking position. Going back to that trustee/fiduciary fucking obligation. But we not going to get into that.
Have for a month now, what did the sheriff know about his background? Why didn't he do more work on his background before?
He knew the same thing that all the rest of these mofos know when they allow these fucking bastards to just go somewhere else. You think when they get there that them motherfuckers don't know what he's done? Fuck out of here with this stupid shit.
Or hiring him. And a month has gone by. Again, a lot could have been said about that over the course of this month. And the final thing is, this isn't about politics. It's about bringing people together in Sangamon County.
This is about fucking treason. In regards to any and every one of them motherfuckers that carry that hat of black leadership. It's called treason.
Making people feel safe. And it's the sheriff's job to make people feel safe. And he's done the opposite of that by not answering questions, by going to a church and beginning his remarks by saying, I'm not resigning, like as if that's the first thing people want to hear. And then there are signs that have been put up about saving him. Not doing something about the murder of Sonia Massey, but about saving his political career. So I think he's the one that's played politics. It's time for him to go.
Most black coffee
Oh, guys, we got to get through this commercial. I'm sorry. Give me a couple of seconds.
has 2 ingredients you want, water and coffee beans. But they also have over...
So I think he's the one that's played politics. It's time for him to go.
Some people may point out.
And it's like, man, he got a lot of balls to say that, even if he can find them under that fat ass stomach he got. It's like you got a lot of nerve with all of the damage and destruction that you've done in this fucking all of the fucking chaos and shit you caused in this fucking state. You got a lot of nerve to say anybody gotta go. You and all them fucking leg of lambs you eat, motherfucker, gotta go. You and all of your goddamn cheeseburgers that you gonna kindly pay me on Tuesday gotta fucking go. Get your free willy ass the fuck out of here. Man, the nerve, man. Like I said, I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I'm not finna go out and take this out on somebody or whatever. I'm just irritated. It's like, man, this is some ignorant ass disrespectful shit. Put on and carried out by fucking monkeys. Fly, fly, my little monkeys, fly. Stupid mother. Anyway, let's go.
Where's the governor's calls for, say, the Cook County sheriff to resign because of the continued violence in Cook County, where you've got
and pound for pound, spade for spade. That's the truth. Thomas J. Dart ain't shit, and he's been the sheriff of Cook County for we should do a quick Google search real quick. He been a sheriff of Cook County for God knows how long now, and he ain't shit. Wow.
Shootings on the street every weekend, every day, practically, with dozens of shootings every weekend, and young children being killed in what appears to be gang violence. Obviously, a lot of commentators all across the political spectrum here on this controversial issue, but the governor went on to describe the sheriffs as inept in Sangamon County because of the hiring practices. And I'll just go back to what Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell had to say here in his statement. He said they're working diligently.
So Sheriff Fat Ass, does that go for all of the fucking so-called law enforcement departments within this fucking country? I mean, they got fucking Chinese police stations in New York. I mean, give me a fucking break, man. Like, you gotta be kidding me with this bullshit.
To get all the facts in order to make intelligent decisions and to avoid making changes that are unlikely to lead to meaningful results. I agree with the governor's comments from yesterday. There are still questions, and he's worked tirelessly to make the facts available to the public, and they're willing to modify their hiring practices in order to prevent an incident like this from happening again. However, before changes can be made, it's important to identify the problem. We've used the practice we believe is consistent with statewide standards. If these standards are deficient, we would advocate for changes at all necessary levels. What about those hiring practices?
How in the fuck is it not deficient if this shit that happened six? See what I'm saying? Do you see the disrespect? Like they talking to children, man. Like people ain't gonna understand what the fuck these people are saying. How is this not disrespectful, man? Just tell me how. Disrespect that motherfuckers just eat. You so-called black and African American motherfucker, y'all just eat this shit.
Governor Pritzker being asked about that.
This isn't about state policy. The sheriff of Sangamon County can do what he thinks is the right thing to do to hire the right people to work for his department. The state shouldn't have to set.
How in the fuck does policy even fit into that when we all got to be honest and admit that the sheriff is one of two lawmen in the Constitution? Where in the fuck does policy fit into that? I'm not understanding that. And then not only that, it hasn't changed. The Constitution is what it's been all this time. The sheriff is one of two lawmen in the Constitution. There's only two. Where the hell does policy fit into that? I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding that. With all of my years and all of my journey of learning and just the knowledge I've acquired over all the years, all of the shit that I've read, all of the information that I've acquired and shit that I could just show, I'm just not understanding where in the fuck does that fit into that? How does policy fit into that? When nothing about the Constitution involves policy.
policy for him to hire to do background checks, not just background checks, but reference calls on the people that they're
If it's been brought out to the public that this is
hiring. Look, I don't think
if this has been brought out to the public that this has happened 6 times, then you mean to tell me that the sheriff of Sangamon County didn't know this shit and all the other places that he left before that? Come on, man. It's like, dude, who the fuck you think you talking to? Man, y'all better stop letting these motherfuckers disrespect y'all like this, man. That's all I got to say. Y'all better stop letting these motherfucking people disrespect y'all the way they doing by talking down to you and using word porn and just basically just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. We're in this fiasco. I'm telling you, y'all better stop that shit. Taking this type of disrespect, motherfucker talking to you like this, like you don't understand what apples and oranges and shit is.
know what he did because he's been unwilling to tell us. So when he says he's followed some state standard, if the state has it's not the standard that each person who is in a hiring position across the state should be thinking about. They need to be thinking about the care and safety specifically of people in their county. And so I just want to know, and he's been unwilling to answer the questions. Again, if he'd been willing to do these things and act, and he's had a month, I think there would be a lot less frustration and a lot more, perhaps, a sense of safety. But none of that was done by this sheriff.
So the back and forth continues.
Okay, so at the end of the day, guys, it's just a bunch of malarkey. All right, and I'm not gonna go no further than that. I know that you guys can kind of put this together for yourself. You don't really need me. And my bad, I know my camera, the way it kept flipping around is all over the place. My fault. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that, man, because this is just disrespect. You either getting spit in your face, which is disrespect. That's an assault. That calls for you to get your throat cut. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you carry sharp ass knives like me, But that's being spit in your face and motherfuckers just flat out disrespecting you at the same time after they spit in your face. That's what this shit is, man. I don't know no other way to look at it. Like I said, shout out to you, Greg Bishop. Shout out to the Americans Talking Network. I was just more so critiquing the content that y'all put out in regards to what Governor Fat Fuck had to say. All right. But to my people that are subscribed to me, to the people in my comment section, anybody who watched this or whatever the case may be, to all the Aboriginal people, to these lands we know of as the Americas, y'all better stop taking this fucking disrespect, man. I'm telling you here and now, I be waiting for them. We got migrants at my job and the whole 9 yards. I'm waiting for motherfuckers to just do some stupid shit. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of being disrespected in my own home and on my own land. Working like a dog and I'm sick of the bullshit. I personally am sick of it. I don't give a fuck if you a cop. I don't give a fuck if you a migrant. I don't give a fuck if you the manager at the job. I just don't give a fuck. I'm tired. I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm tired of the abuse and the harm and the murder and all of the bullshit. Shit that I didn't cause. Stuff I had nothing to do with. But yet I got to deal with. I'm sick of it. Straight up. Like I said, if it weren't for this video, I would have never did no video about the whole Sonya Massey thing. I would have never got in the middle of that shit. I'd have left it alone. Because I already know what time it is. It's a fucking distraction to begin with. I know that. Some more shit that didn't happen that's always happened. And now all of a sudden that didn't happen again. Motherfuckers want to be up in the uproar. And then it'll die down again. And then to the next time it happen again. And then a motherfucker want to be in the uproar. Y'all some fucking losers, man. You motherfucking so-called black and African Americans and you niggas are losers. Sorry. You don't like it, unsubscribe. If you're African American and black, you probably shouldn't be here anyway. Straight up. Y'all motherfuckers some goofy ass people, man. I don't know what else to say. How do you not see the disrespect? I just pointed it out for you. I even paused it right in the middle of it. You see this shit? But anyway, it's the original Longwood, man. You know how I do. I pop in, I pop out, man. I do what I got to do. I say what the fuck I want, and I get up out of here, man. I suggest y'all do the same. I'm out.